What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Rob here with RK Motorsports, and today we're going to continue the rebuild on our 2005 Suzuki GSXR 600. So in the last video, we disassembled the front of the bike because we had to deal with a stubborn bolt that was holding the caliper on the front wheel. We got our forks off the bike now. Now what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna redo the fork seals on this bike because these are super leaky. We've got tons of oil coming out of the forks. So we're gonna address that next. We're gonna jump right into this. After we get the fork seals done, we can start reassembling the front, get that front wheel on there, and start swapping over some new parts. So let's start with the fork seals. Alright, so far all I've done is just loosen up this top cap on the fork, and then I've tipped this upside down just to drain most of the oil out of the fork. There's still some left in there, but we are not going to be too worried about that at this moment. I'm going to take my Racetech fork compression tool. We're going to pop this right on here. Now you can see there's a little hole right here. That's where this screw is going to go into, and there's another hole on the other side that's going to correspond with this other peg. So we're going to line those holes right up with that. And we're just gonna set the screw right in the hole right there. Now when we compress this fork, now we can see there's a little nut right here. That's what we're gonna wanna loosen up next. So I'm gonna do that right now. All right, guys, so we have our fork seals all done. We've got our new clean forks with these new seals in there full of fluid. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna throw those back on the bike. If any of you were wondering, why I kind of sped through this process, it was just kind of a rough idea of, how to do the fork seals. I didn't really go too in depth because that alone would be basically like its own video. I just kind of gave you a quick run through. So now we're gonna run and put those on the bike, and we're gonna start reassembling the front end and getting these new parts on the GSXR. Okay, so this thing is finally starting to come together. We've got pretty much the whole front end back on the bike. We've got our new levers on, both the clutch side and the front brake side. We've got brand new fluid in there because when I had the calipers off, some of the fluid drained out. So I got some new fluid in there. And also, what I also did was I had to swap out the throttle cables because our old ones, they were kind of damaged from the accident, and this one was kind of bent. This one was all rashed up, so the angles were kind of off, so they weren't fitting into the throttle housing that well. So what I did was I got the new cables routed, swapped them over. We've got everything hooked up over here. So when I pull the throttle, everything snaps back nice and smooth. So I think what I'm gonna do next is I'm gonna get the front stay on the bike. After that, I can get the headlight on, and then possibly, I'm thinking we could throw some fairings on this bike. So let's move forward with that. Okay, so I kind of moved the motorcycle lift out of the way a little bit, kind of rotated it. We've got our box of fairings here. I've probably been sitting on these for about 1.5 years because I bought the bike, then I bought the fairings, and then it's just been sitting ever since. So this is one of my favorite parts. Let's get this box of fairings opened and let's see what we are working with. Oh, totally missed the tape there, but let's get this going. That and a little bit of that. Now for the montage. So here we go. Here are the fairings for this Suzuki GSXR. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little disappointed because when I saw the ad, I actually got this set of fairings off of eBay, and the picture for the item description basically had a red GSXR logo right here on both sides, and these are just plain gloss black and white. So these were a little bit cheaper, you know, you get what you pay for. You know, I think it's still gonna work out good. So let's start with getting the headlight in the front fairing. We can get that on the bike, and I think next I might put the tail on the bike too. So let's do that. Got our new fairings, so let's move forward with this thing. I was all ready to get this headlight swapped over to the new fairing, but unfortunately this is kind of what happens when you deal with bikes that have some damage, some hidden damage that you don't necessarily see right away. We have some broken tabs right here, that's broken off. We've got on the other side, this is broken off. We've got tabs for where the gauge cluster mounts, those are also broken off. So it looked fine from the front, everything looked good. But unfortunately the back is damaged and we have those broken tabs. We've got another broken tab right there. So I'm not going to be able to mount this headlight to the front of the fairing. So I actually just ordered an aftermarket replacement headlight. So that should be here next week. So that kind of puts a little bit of a hold on getting this fairing on the front. As much as I wanted to get that on there, we are going to have to put that on hold for now. So we are definitely making some more progress on this GSXR 600 build. I will see you guys in the next episode. If you like this video and this kind of content, please leave a like below, comment, and subscribe if you aren't already. And until next time, I will see you guys later. Peace.